Hey everybody. All right. I just have a quick channeling for you. As you all know, I'm a light worker, kind of have the gift of prophecy a little bit, little tad bit. I'm working on it. I didn't realize I had it, and apparently I do. But I do channel a lot of archetypes. I don't believe in goddesses and goddesses. I believe in divine spiritual guides and archetypes, ancestors who help humanity and aid them in spiritual enlightenment and ascension. But I mainly believe in God and Jesus, who is also an ascended master, right? And he's come through for me a lot as well. But the point is that I have a channeling, and this is from Artemis. It's coming through very strongly. For me, Artemis has always really just been very deeply rooted into who I am spiritually. I've always just felt her energy, even when I didn't realize it. She's just always been very embedded in me. Which is probably why I've been so resilient to evil all my life, which is why I've probably overcome a lot of the inflictions that I went through. But her energy is governed by all that is pure, okay? She protects all that she represents, which is purity, innocence, the divine will and embodiment of the feminine energy. She is completely empowered in her own essence. She doesn't need anything or anyone to fulfill her. When it comes to men, she's extremely guarded because men are very aggressive by nature, and so she's the type of woman who resists the male aggression. She is the type of woman who is rebellious against the male aggression. There was really only one male that she actually allowed into her space, besides her brother, who kind of annoyed her most of the time. But she almost fell in love with Orion, who was also a hunter. So they had kind of like twin energies, right? But they were completely platonic. And because Artemis's brother, Apollo, who was the god or the archetype of prophecy and agriculture, he got jealous of her connection with Orion. And so that kind of dissipated, due to his negative influence. But Artemis was never really truly affected and hardened by that experience. Nothing really ever hardened Artemis. She was just always so free-spirited and free-willed and completely empowered in her own right and in her own power, that there was nothing that really shook her. Nothing unearthed her. And that's the energy that I've always really resonated with. Just that total divine feminine resistance. That ultimate power of feminine strength. That unwavering will to just be nurturing in your own right, regardless of how much evil is burdening you, right? So, when it comes to the message that I'm getting from her right now, it's very, very strong. But she wants everyone to know that there is a lot of beast mentality growing in the world. It has been for a while. In fact, a lot of archetypes have been trying to warn us about this. But just to recap, there are people who are going to wake up, and then there are people who are going to fall back asleep. The people who are falling back asleep are, in fact, influenced by the beast mentality, which means that they are not awakened, they are hardened, they are broken, and unable to manifest and align themselves with their divine purpose. Whether it's because they're obstructed by their ego or stubbornness or whatever it is, there's blockages there that they cannot free themselves from. Artemis wants us to know that it's time to free ourselves from the negative influences that are around us or in us spiritually. So the message is, hold your sacred space for that which is true and blessed for you. Also, another point is that what you are surrounded by will ultimately affect your spiritual development. So if you are around someone who is, let's say, needy, clingy, controlling, domineering, that is going to affect your ability to connect with your higher self. Right? You're having to deal with someone who is trying to latch onto your life so much that it's literally taking up a lot of your energy so that you can't actually manifest what it is that you need. That's just an example. Don't let someone influence your energy so much that you can't even manifest who you truly are and what you truly need in your life. Discern the intentions and the environment around you in order to understand what it is that you truly want. Now, Artemis is also about seeing through the illusion. So that's where discernment comes in. You really need to understand that in order to find who you really are and find your own self-love and gratitude, pay attention to what is feeding that. Know the difference between what feeds your ego and what feeds your soul. If you're surrounded by people who are controlling, you are either going to become manipulated or you're going to become bitter and closed off and stuck in the same old situation over and over and over again. So don't be so broken that you marry the beast. Hold your sacred space for that which is true and blessed for you. Open up your heart to see past the illusion and welcome the blessings that are waiting for your divine purpose.